Agenda setting is when media tells society what to think about. According to the New York Times, it is all the news that's fit to print. Usually people can tell what news is important by what is covered the most on TV or in print. If a story gets a lot of attention, society would take that to mean that media is saying that is what the most important story is. Media agenda setting has the ability to tell audiences what is important. Mainstream media has the ability to make the public scared of a specific topic or fully dive in and support a specific movement. The media has the power to sway the public one way or another on a specific topic. Mainstream media seems to have always worried those who study it because of the hegemony over the public. Scholars believe huge news corporations controlled how the public thought, but with more research, it is known that any news source can have the same effect depending on how they utilize their media. Research on mass media and this agenda-setting theory shows how these ideas are received by audiences. This research can develop and demonstrate how likely a group of people take in something that is fed to them by a media outlet. Research on agenda setting still has no direct endpoint. On one hand, some scholars say more exposure to media, the stronger the agenda setting effects. Others say there is no relationship at all. The definition of agenda setting in the mass media hypothesizes that media sets up the topics to be discussed for the news and political campaigns, and in doing so influences the amount of attitudes on certain topics, according to Maxwell E. McCombs and Donald L. Shaw. McCombs and Shaw researched the 1968 presidential election to find out more information on agenda setting, and they saw that there were at least some correlations between the forms of media and political salience of candidates and issues. However, they could not say at any time how strongly media affects audiences' knowledge and concerns on certain issues. Therefore, further research would be necessary. They found that the media allows people that have high and low political interests to learn more about politics and news through agenda settings. But the power of media's agenda setting seems to be stronger on those with higher interest in politics. After 25 years of research by the other professionals, it has been found that mass media plays more roles in the diffusion of the news to audiences and is a theory about transfer of salience of objects such as political candidates or issues and their attitudes, according to the evolution of agenda setting research 25 years in the marketplace of ideas. The news media can promote a social consensus on causes, issues, events, and opinions through framing agenda setting without directly telling audiences how to feel. Examples of agenda setting being used in media could be during political campaigns, national tragedies, news reporter on using biases while reporting, and the use of the front page on print publications. Agenda setting is a powerful tool that is used in news reporting. The ability to directly or indirectly present what information is important to a certain agenda is a very powerful tool. One example of the way news sources frame stories to set agenda happened to me the other day. My main news source is CNN, and a few weeks ago, I was reading the politics section and saw a tagline, "Putin tells U.S. officials to stay out of Syria while Russia planes bomb ISIS." So after reading the article, I moved over to Fox News, and guess what the headline on the front page was? Putin demands U.S. planes to stay out of Syria. While the articles are about the same story, if you read the CNN headline, I personally think, okay, the U.S. and Russia have a diplomatic meeting, and Putin said to stay out of Syria because the Russians are sending in bombers. When I read the Fox News article, I get the feeling that Russia demanded that we stay out of Syria or else. While this is a minor example, it is obvious to me how the stories were framed for different audiences. The media does not reflect reality. They shape it to fit the mold they are trying to fill. Politics, especially during election years, show a high concentration of agenda-setting measures. Agenda setting allows news media to tell society what is important. Agenda setting is, and will continue to be used by the mass media.